If you want to be coached by someone that podiumed at the first ever MX Bikes LAN event, then click the Discord link in the description below, follow the steps on screen to book a one-on-one session with me now. Anyway, enjoy the video. Alright boys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we have got mods of the month, June. This is basically where I go to the top 5 most popular tracks of this month and basically do a lap of each one, tell you a little bit about it. So if you are struggling to find a track or looking for a track that you might enjoy, then each and every single track will be linked in the description for you to download yourself. So yeah, sit back, relax, and enjoy mods of the month, June. And as always, if you're wanting to use the suspension that I use in today's video, then head to the SP Performance link in the description and go and get your own suspension now. So then track number 5 is LRMX by Max Tracks. And this isn't the only track in this video from Max, so there's another one in here as well. So 2 tracks in the most popular top 5 of this month is very, very good going. 2 banger of tracks basically. But yeah, this one, hadn't seen it before playing it for this video, and it is quite fun. He says it's for like a casual vibe, play it with your friends, play it for a bit of fun, and has a bit of roughness to keep you on your toes, and that it definitely does. Has quite a bit of roughness to it, so if you prefer a track that isn't super duper easy, but also a track that's got a nice flow to it, you can kind of turn your brain off a little bit while riding, but it's got a bit of roughness to the point where it isn't just flat open and, you know, you can't really do anything other than just hold it wide open. This has some nice bumps that you can hop around on. I tried to do it a bit in this video to sort of show you that you can hop through the breaker bumps, which is always fun to do. It's always nice to have a nice flowy section of the track, and yeah, able to hop through breaking bumps is always nice. But yeah, very, very fun track, very simple track. Didn't take me, you know, more than 1 to 2 laps to get, so very fun track, but quite simple. But yeah. Track number 4 then is Max Tracks Forest Loop. So yeah, same guy that made the previous track has 5th and 4th most popular tracks of this month. So 2 in the top 5, like I said, is always very good going, and to have 2 of your tracks in the most popular tracks of the month is always very, very cool to see. So shout out to Max Tracks, bringing out some very, very nice casual tracks for the community. Again, same as his previous track, this one I would say is a little bit better in my personal opinion, just by the layout. I preferred the sort of bigger jumps and the bit more roughness that was added to this track. It feels more like an outdoorsy national kind of track, rather than like a small tight kind of track like the previous one. So yeah, some very, very nice jumps. Again, in the description he said if you're wanting to just play with your friends, have some fun, it's also got some nice big jumps and some nice flowy sections in it as well, some wide corners, so multiple lines that you can do to get around this track, which is always nice. So yeah, would be very, very fun I think to play this with a group of friends and just play around a little bit on it, because some of the jumps you could do some very nice sort of whips together, or some oppos if you can do oppos. Yeah, very, very fun track, very flowy, and again, very simple. Didn't take me very long to learn whatsoever. These are always my first few laps on the track if I haven't played them before. I tend to do 1 lap, basically a sight lap, to know where the track goes, and then, you know, the second lap, which is the one that I most of the time will use. But yeah, very simple track, but very, very flowy at the same time, and I really, really do like the roughness on this track. It isn't over the top, but it's also not too minimal. It's all the perfect amount of roughness. Be very fun to play with friends. Alrighty, track number 3 on the list then is Warburn Motorcycle Club by Matthew. Now, I will be completely honest, because I'm not going to sit here and lie to you all. I believe this is the 3rd most viewed track, because the picture that he used as the front page is the real life picture. So I feel like a lot of people clicked on it because they thought it looked like either a scan track or it looked like a full-on replica of the track. But obviously this is what the track looks like in game. So I base these all off of the views. This is basically how MXC Mods works, is the most viewed tracks of the month. It's not the most downloaded. So basically this is the 3rd most clicked on track rather than downloaded track. And yeah, like I said, I'll be completely honest, I believe it is because the front cover picture of it is the actual track in real life, like a drone shot of the track. So it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of people have clicked on it because it looks like the real track. I do kind of wish it was a rule on mods where you have to have actual in-game photos as the main picture. Purely because 1, a lot of people, like I just said, use the real life picture, and 2, a lot of people do use AI now to make their picture, so they'll basically get a picture of the track in game, and they'll get AI to spruce it up and, you know, make it look really flashy and bright and look really, really realistic, which gets loads and loads of people to click on the track, but it's not always going to look like that in game. So yeah, I do kind of wish they had kind of some moderation on that on mods, where you have to have the actual in-game bike's picture, because I do think it is very misleading that, you know, you might not have the real picture as the front page. So I do kind of wish that that could be a thing on mods, where you have to have the actual in-game picture. I don't know who to speak to about that. I don't know if anyone watching this video is someone that can do that on mods. I know a few of the mods on MXC mods, but yeah, not too many to ask them for this change. But if something like that could be implemented, it could be cool. Alrighty then, track number 2 is Timberline MX 2026 by Douglas MX. Now, this track doesn't need any introduction. I've done 2 videos, I think, and a stream on this track. This has been a very, very popular track for quite a while now, and yeah, it does not surprise me that it is one of the most popular tracks of this month. I think Douglas has really cooked with this track, and I think it's because it gives you that shop track vibes to me. It feels like a bit of a shop track, but it's free at the same time. Has the same kind of vibe to it and feel to it. I do believe he did say that Fuela did help him a little bit with his track, which I think is very, very cool to see Fuela helping other people with the tracks. I believe Douglas said that he went down more the shop route rather than the free track route, I believe. But yeah, he has definitely done a very, very good job with this track. Very, very flowy track, quite a simple track, good for the 450, but also would be very, very viable on any bike, I feel like. I genuinely feel like any bike could probably get around this track, because most things are pretty simple on the 450, so I feel like on the 250 it'll be fine, and then on the smaller bike you can probably clear everything if you stretch stuff a little bit. But yeah, I generally think you have no problem around here on pretty much any bike possible. But yeah, very, very fun, very, very flowy. Like I said, pretty simple track, doesn't take long to learn at all. It takes like maybe 5 or so laps to actually get comfortable on the track. The roughness is good, quite simple roughness, but the ruts are quite good at the same time. So yeah, definitely a very enjoyable track. Track number 1 then, the most popular track of June, is Empire SMX Test Track by Cody James. Now, another track that I have made a video on. I actually did a world record video around this track, which was very, very cool. Very, very fun track, very flowy track. First Supercross track I've really done since the Supercross season actually finished. So it was nice to get back into the flow of things with just a bit of Supercross for the first time in months, I feel like. But yeah, very, very fun track. Very simple track, nothing crazy difficult about it. But yeah, very, very flowy. As you can see, it's got a nice like outdoorsy section here, a bit of like a motocrossy section, which obviously that's what SMX is. It's a mix between motocross and Supercross essentially. And yeah, this is a little outdoorsy bit, but yeah, very fun track. Definitely not a track that takes super long to learn, but it is definitely one of those tracks that has a lot of different lines. So as you can see, there's a raised side there, a low side here, and there's loads of different sections that you can do differently in each rhythm, which I think is very, very cool. And yeah, definitely think Cody James has done a very, very good job on this track. But yeah, that is Mods of the Month June. Appreciate you guys watching, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.